Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest.
Yeah, bingo!
Well done!
Walk, walk, walk!
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. It's time for Chillin' at the Club number 21, the week before the Super Bowl. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you guys. I haven't been on since Friday. I've been pretty busy here lately, so it's good to see you guys. Good to get back to a regular schedule and everything. I hope you guys are having a good evening. I am. I had a very pleasant day. Went out and ate with the family and all that good stuff. Let's see. We got the kickbots already in the house. Let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. Yeah. And we also got somebody called Accidental Existence over there. Good to see you. Whoever you are. Very cool. Let's see who's in the house tonight. We got Snortapoopus in first. I still haven't come up with a video for him yet. I've got to, though. But it can't be the same one that Gary uses. You know what I'm saying? Can't do that. You can't copy somebody else. I've got my own version of one that he uses for one of our mutual friends, but I got to find one for you. I will find one for you. But it's good to see you, Snortapoopus. Good to see you. Let's see. Who else is here? He says, hey-oh. Let's see who else is here. Keely Chow is in the house. He said, hey, everybody. Good morning from Hong Kong. And he says, hello, nurse. Talking about the opening video. And, of course, we have to do a hand check because he can't control himself. What in the hell is going on out there? What are we going to do with this guy? I swear to God, he can't control himself. We got to find him a 12-step program for this. Okay, that's all there is to it. I believe in the 12. You guys know I believe in the 12-step programs. Let's see. Who else is here? Well, that's it for right now. Don't have the snuffles, man. Don't worry about that. I'm going to come up with something for you. So what do you guys want to talk about tonight? Let me know. You know what? We're at the club, so we got to get the cocktails flowing. We got to get the music on. So let's go ahead and get the background music going. You know who supplies the background music? That is our man, Shocking for Pearls. Shocking for Pearls. I just talked to him before the show. He got something pretty cool, and we'll probably start a discussion with that tonight. It's pretty cool what he picked up. But anyway, check it out. It's Shocking for Pearls. Their latest is called Tsunami. You need to go check that out wherever you get your music at. And he's got a playlist on YouTube. So make sure you check out Shocking for Pearls everywhere where you get your music, man. Keely Chow has got something in there. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that is. You have to explain that one to me, buddy. Snortapoopus says, I drink RC anyway. Gary always gets that wrong. Well, it's because you're a polar bear. He assumes you drink Coca-Cola, man. That's the international symbol of Coca-Cola is the polar bear. You know what I'm saying? You being a polar bear, you should understand that. But, Royal Crown is good, too. That, by the way, if you don't know, folks, that's the poor man's Coca-Cola right there. RC. Royal Crown Cola. That's what RC stands for. If you don't know that. But anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. Snortapoopus. I think that's what it stands for. I'm pretty sure it's Royal Crown. Anyway, we're not going for Royal Crown. We're going to fill up the... Let's see if it'll lock into this thing. It's not locking into it. Oh, there we go. I got my fingers on there, so now it's doing it. You see the cross pistols? Yeah, man. Cross pistol shot glass. That's right. I don't use the tie-dyed shot glass on the show because, that's for the gaming show, right? But anyway, cross pistol shot glass, military police corps. Fill it up with a little bit of Jack Daniels. And let's hear it. We made it through another week. Fixing to start another one. You guys grab your cocktail of choice and let's hear it. Here's to you. All right. And of course, I'm washing it down with a little bit of virus of unknown origin. Tasty. Let's see. Coca-Cola told everyone to be less white. We no longer associate with it. Really? Did not know that. Kind of hard to be less white when you're a polar bear. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to do. I mean, about the only thing black on them is the nose. That's about it. Everything else white. Pretty much. But anyway, I say so much stuff that can be clipped and just sound really bad, don't I? Anyway, what me and fermented coof juice. Yeah, that's my cocktail of choice. Why? Because I have to use salt and lime with it because I hate the taste of beer. I just don't like beer. If I have to drink beer by itself, it sucks. No. Let me have a little salt. A little freshly squeezed lime in there. tastes pretty good. Otherwise, it tastes like skunk piss. Yikes. Anyway, let me show you what me and Highlander were talking about earlier today. The Tower of Babel. If you're a comic book fan, you should know this story. Let's see. Images. Let's see. JLA Omnibus. Yeah, he picked this up. See a bunch of eBay pictures. Target online. My gosh. Yeah, it's just everywhere. Let me find a good picture of it. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's right. I said, here we go.
Yeah, there we go. I said,
All right. I just got to get it the right size so you guys can see it. This is what he picked up. He was out with his granddaughter, I think earlier today, he told me. And they stopped by the comic book shop, and he asked the guy at the comic book shop, he said, hey, do you have this story? Because I had told him about it. I was turned on to this thing by a good friend of mine named Harry Simon, who's no longer with us. Unfortunately, he self-deleted a few Christmases ago. But he was a great guy, and he lived in Vegas, and this is a story he really... You know, the way we got on the discussion is, and I may look it up here in a minute. I'm not going to do that. It's going to take me a minute to find it. But we got on the discussion of great reveals in comic books. You know, there's certain ones in comics, like if you've ever seen The Walking Dead, you know the tainted meat scene when the termites are eating Bob's leg. Well, in the comic book, it was a big reveal, right? Tainted meat. It was a big thing in a comic book, and he thought they didn't play it up big enough in the TV show. You know, he thought that should be like it was actually the opening of an episode, I think, and he thought it should be like an ending scene or something, a much bigger reveal than it was. And one of the things he cited as one of the greatest reveals was one of the panels in this story. Now, if you don't know the story of the Tower of Babel, it has to do with a story where the Justice League is all getting messed up, man. Hang on real quick. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Keely Chow says, I don't drink alcohol that much, but if I did, I would be drinking a lot because of the Braves, Cowboys, Falcons, and Titans. Well, you know what? I'm a fan of several sports teams myself, my brother. And you have reason for hope in Titanville. And with the Falcons. I mean, they both got good coaches. Kevin Stefanski with the Falcons is pretty good. The Titans, look, I've been telling people for a while now that the Titans are reaping what they sowed, running frickin' a guy that's coaching in the Super Bowl this year, Mike Vrabel, out of town. They were on the verge of Super Bowl runs if they'd have just fixed their quarterback problems, but they decided it was the coach's fault, and they started... The minute they traded A.J. Brown, that's when I knew Vrabel was not going to be long for that job, because he wanted to keep that guy, and the front office got rid of him. Front office in Tennessee better get their stuff together, let me tell you, because they've got a really good coach coming in. Don't even pay attention to the job this guy did with the New York Jets. Okay, their defense was really good while I was there. Robert Saleh is who I'm talking about. I'm very high on this guy. I love great defensive coordinators, and he's one of them. He's a really good defensive coach. Robert Saleh is really good. So you have a lot of promise in the Titans with him coming in to mentor Cam Ward and build the defense to back him up. Okay, you've got good things happening there in Tennessee. But anyway, let's get back to the Tower of Babel. Keeley says, if it wasn't for Tower of Babel, we wouldn't have the animated movie Justice League Doom. Really? Okay, see, I think you guys know this already. I don't watch the animated stuff too much. I really don't. I've only watched a couple of things. But this story right here, the reason why I know about it is because Harry and I were talking about big reveals in comics and stuff like that, you know. And, I mean, dude, when I was growing up, that's one of the reasons why I'm making The Privateer a 20-page single-issue rag. I want to bring back the cliffhanger ending. I mean, when I was reading comics, Spider-Man would be, you know, falling out of an airplane, right? And falling to his death, basically, in the final issue. What is he going to do? Ba, 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 you know, dun, 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 you know, that kind of thing. But Harry cited this one, and I hadn't read it at the time. This was years ago. God, it was more than a decade ago. And he was telling me that there's one at the end of one of the issues, and I've read it since, and it's true. Batman is being hunted down, you know, and you'd have to know the story. The story of the Tower of Babel is this. All of the Justice League are losing their powers. And they're slowly deteriorating. I mean, Wonder Woman's lost control of her lasso. The Green Lantern's lost control of his ring. You know, frickin' Superman's become allergic to the yellow sun. It's Aquaman's dying of dehydration. That kind of thing. Crazy shit's happening with him. The only one unaffected is Batman, right? And he goes out trying to you know, he's the world's greatest detective. Of course, he's going to go try and find out what the hell's going on with him. And at the end of one of the issues, there's a big reveal. It's him. He's being chased down in the Arctic by a bunch of guys, and the Justice League is communicating with him through, you know, wireless communication. And they're saying, "Hey, we're on our last legs here. Have you found anything out?" He says, "Yeah, I found out who did it. It was me." Was the big ending panel. I found out who did it. It was me. It really wasn't him, but what it was he. We know this about Batman. If he sees any superpowered individual, that's why Ben Affleck's Batman is so great. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. He's my favorite Batman. All right, he's not my favorite Bruce Wayne. That's still Michael Keaton, but he's my favorite Batman they've done in the movies. The argument he has with Jeremy Irons, Alfred, in Batman vs. Superman. Yes, I know, a lot of people didn't like that movie, but it has good stuff in it. Conversation he has with Alfred where he says, you know, we've seen people come and go in Gotham. You know, how long is he not going to be our enemy? If there's even a 1% chance, then we have to destroy him, right? And he looks up, he figures this guy out and finds a way to stop him. Well, it turns out when he first meets all these people, he finds out how to stop them. And Brother Eye, his computer, has all that information on it. Lex Luthor hacks into that son of a bitch, starts using it against him. He almost gets kicked out of the Justice League because of this shit. Okay, guys? It's a great story. You need to check it out. It's very, very fucking cool, man. It's one of the best Justice League stories ever. But yeah, that my brother asked him for it today, and he got the omnibus and read it. And he said, "Man, this is a cool story." Blah, 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 blah. And I said, "Yeah, I've had those issues for a while. I had my buddy here in town, Mark, that works at the comic book store. He does my pulls for me. I get all the Amazing Spider-Mans, and I do this just to support the store. I haven't read a Spider-Man book in years, but I just buy them to support the store and just bag them and throw them in the box, you know. And I get everything Supergirl too. You know, I'm a big Supergirl fan, so I get everything Spider-Man and Supergirl. And so a few years back when Harry told me about this thing, when I went to go pick up my stuff, I said, "Look, pull me the Tower of Babel." He said, "Oh, it's over here." He just pointed right to it, you know, knew where it was in the store. And he said, "We got all the issues. Here you go." You know, and so I've got them all originals. But yeah, it's a great story. If you've never read that one, man, according to Keely Chow, it's an animated movie called Justice League Doom. So, there you go. You need to check that out. Yeah, man. Check that out. Anyway, okay. Something else I like to do. I like to go in here and get my Facebook Messenger messages from our good man. Well, he's not here tonight, but if he is, he hasn't chimed in on the chat. Tim, you guys know Tim, FEC Headquarters 2005. He sends me a lot of stuff. So we'll take a look at what he has for me here. Let's see. Where is he? How do I... See all. Here we go. Why can't I scroll on here? Okay. Show previous. Here we go. Is this notifications or is this... Oh yeah, this isn't notifications. I want Messenger. That's what I want. Messenger. Here we go. Here we go. That's right. I said it. I don't stutter.
Yeah, there you go. I said.
All right. For some reason, it's taking for... Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Yeah, some of these are really good. Those are old. That was during Christmas. Oh, now this is a good one. I've seen this one before. Here you go, guys. Let's see. Here we go. 2005, a new pope was elected. The Seahawks win 13 games and advance to the Super Bowl. 2013, a new pope was elected. The Seahawks win 13 games and advance and win the Super Bowl. 2025, a new pope is elected. Seahawks win 13 games and advance to the Super Bowl. Hopefully they win it. I'm pretty sure they're going to win it. But yeah, that's a great one. I thought that was fantastic when I saw it. Thought that was pretty cool. Really did. All right, let's see. The next one he's got for me. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one he sent to me whenever they said Kathleen Kennedy had quit. Planet killer, system killer, fleet killer, franchise killer. That's too great. Unfortunately, I don't think much is going to change without her. It's just, yeah, I don't see any of that changing anytime soon. I really don't. Real Wade Nation has chimed in. He says, laugh out loud. It's good to see you, man. He says, I did Tron earlier. Very good, man. Tron. That's cool, man. That's very cool. Like Tron. The original was really good. Okay. I got to scroll this back down because I was just looking for to blow it up a little bit. Is that the last one he sent me? I guess it is. Guess that is the last one he sent me. Okay. So that's it for stuff from our man Tim. Very cool dude, by the way. Very cool dude. Tron Ares? Really? I haven't watched anything past the first Tron. I think the first Tron is awesome. I think it's very, very good. I have not seen Legacy. I heard Legacy was all right, but I just, Tron's one of those movies, I don't think it needed a sequel. And that, Disney, they get their hands on anything. They try and turn it into a franchise. We'll see what happens with it. Let's see. And Troy and Deleted Scenes both voted Tron Ares 5 out of 10. Okay. 5 out of 10? Average? That's not even average, though, is it? I mean, it depends on what kind of grade scale you're looking at, And what's funny is that could fit into our discussion on this Wednesday's show on State of the Atmosphere. Let's see. That reminds me, I have to send something over here to myself on the computer here real quick for later on in the show. But, yeah, we're going to do greatest bad movies of all time, What I like to call guilty pleasures, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're going to talk about those this Wednesday. But yeah, Tron, I mean, the original is badass. Love the original. Love it. But the rest of them, I don't know. But I do like this wallpaper. Man, check that out. That is cool shit. That really is cool shit, as my boy on Good Sports says. Brandon Perna. I love him to death. He's awesome. Shout out to That's Good Sports. Yeah, I mean, one man's, trash is another man's treasure. We'll talk all about that Wednesday. Let's see. I saw Hamnet yesterday. Excellent. Really, Sam? Good to see you, Sam, by the way. The Whitfield Report comes your way on both YouTube and Rumble. You definitely want to follow at the Whitfield Report on YouTube. Please do. He is fantastic. Love Sam to death. And Real Wade Nation is calling for the LFG.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
I don't know. Tron, the original Tron is badass. It was ahead of its time, special effects wise. That's for sure. But I just don't know about, the rest of them. I can't speak to it. I haven't seen them. I know a lot of people weren't too hip to the last one, Ares. Let's see. And he says, here we go. He wants all the videos. So I've already hit here we go twice, but we'll hit it again.
Yeah, there you go. I said,
The greatest snap cadence in the NFL by Dak Prescott. A local product. He went to Houghton High School. Great guy, too. As a matter of fact, he brought them all new facilities last year. He spent like $1 million on the high school there. Let's see. According to Ryan, the only reason the Bears lost to the Rams in overtime was because the Pope is a White Sox fan. I love Ryan to death. I really do. But that's silly. What is with Real Wade Nation? No, there's nothing. Are you getting off on Tron or something? What are you getting off on, bro? What's up there, bro? And he says later. We'll see you later, man. Be good. Be good. Be good. And he's giving us more ducks. I don't understand. Hand check in the house. What's up? Are you jerking at the gear porn? What are you doing, man? Yikes. Anyway, let's see. Snorter Pooper says hey-o to everybody. Let's see. Oh, for Keely Chop. Well, you ain't got to speak for Keely. He's here. He's already let us know what's going on, man. He's already let us know. He knows. We know what time it is because of him already. You don't have to speak for him. If you see him in the chat, bro, he's already here. He's already spoken. But anyway, okay. Let's see. Do I have anything on X that is new? Oh, yeah. Well, last night was the Royal Rumble in live from Riyadh. Or what time was it? It was in the afternoon. I think it was during the day, Saturday. Poor Jed, Reverend Wolf. Shout out to Jed. He texted me, I think Friday, and he said, hey, you want to watch the Royal Rumble tomorrow? And I was like, well, first of all, it's on ESPN, the Communist News Network. And that's, I'm never going to support them. Never am. Nope. Because they're way too into the gambling side of sports. They're totally in bed with the gambling companies. It's not like any of the major sports aren't at this point. I understand that. But look, when I turned on SportsCenter one night to see what the scores were and what was going on with things, and I saw Scott Van Pelt doing a segment called Bad Beats, which is all about how teams screwed up the spread. I was like, no, this is not sports news. This is gambling news. Call yourself EGPN. If that's what you want to do. Yeah, whatever. That's not sports. I only watch the NFL Network for my inside dope on the NFL. That, and plus I watch Rich Eisen's show. And let's see, who else do I watch? I will watch Pardon the Interruption, because I've always loved Will Bond and Kornheiser. I've always loved those two. But they're not talking about point spreads and shit. They're talking about the sport. They are passionate sports fans, you know. Anyway, so Jed asked me, do you want to watch the Royal Rumble together? Because we've done it before. We've watched the Royal Rumble together, and it's been a lot of fun. I do love watching wrestling with Jed because we're both fucking sicko wrestling fans, and yeah, it's fun. I don't watch every show. I get most of my sports news from the Joker's Voice. He does a video almost every day letting you know what's going on, guys. Don't forget about him. Definitely go shout out to the Joker's Voice. Also, I watch Wrestle Talk. Let's see. Yeah, it's Wrestle Talk. The guys from England. Yeah, I love those guys. So, anyway, he asked me if I want to watch the Royal Rumble, and I said, first of all, I'm not watching I'm not giving ESPN any money, to watch it. I said, secondly, even if I was gonna, sail the high seas for it, like my character, the privateer, if I want to talk to the privateer and, find it out there somewhere in the high seas, I'm not really into watching chicks wrestling in fucking speed skater outfits. Okay, I'm not into that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when they do a show in Saudi Arabia, the women have to be covered from their necks to their feet. They have to be covered. The only thing that can be open is their hands. That's it. So they're all wearing fucking speed skating outfits, man. They're covered in fucking latex outfits. It's so goofy looking, man. I was just like, whatever. But anyway, the Royal Rumble did take place last night. Let's see. Sam says nobody has recovered from the Sydney Sweeney picks. Yeah, wow, yeah, dude, and she's still putting them out too. She just did. We're gonna cover the Sydney Sweeney stuff. She did the lingerie line, but now she put out a bunch of stuff in Cosmopolitan, I think it is. A bunch of pictures. Oh, my God. Wow. Oof. All these gambling things have taken the fun out of sports. No, it hasn't. See, that's the thing. Okay. We'll get to the Royal Rumble here in a second. I'm glad you said this. Whitfield Report. Okay? Let me remind you people. Your world is what you make it. If you want to watch sports, watch sports. You don't have to watch the shit that pushes gambling. Now, I know you're going to see gambling commercials, but you're going to see commercials for tampons and shit. You don't want that either. You just can't be affected by it, man. You just can't. You can't do it. Now, ESPN, yes, I had to turn them off because that's all they talked about. But if you want to watch a sporting event, watch it. Enjoy it. I saw Matt Jarbo today put out a post, and I like interacting with Matt Jarbo. I really do. I do it in a friendly way, and he and I have great interactions. It really is good. But, I don't agree with a lot of what he says. But, I'll interact with him, but I don't do it in I don't do it in this, oh, you fucking suck way. I talk to people on the internet the way I would if I was standing in front of them. Something that most people don't do. They just go off the deep end and fucking act stupid because they know there's no repercussions for it. I'm one of those guys who thinks there's repercussions for everything you do. So, I tend to not come at people like that. Like, just recently, he put up a picture of Skeletor from the new He-Man Masters of the Universe movie, right? He said, oh, easily $1 billion. I put up the Lee Corso thing. Oh, not so fast, my friend. And I told him about, this is only going to make about $600 million. That's what I predicted, right? And he sent me the coolest frickin' meme. I think it was Rebecca De Mornay pointing at you and yelling and screaming, and at the bottom of it, it said, shut up when you're talking to me. It was so great. I typed it back and I just laughed and I said, oh man, I forgot how great looking that girl is. But, dude, don't get triggered by things. People say shit or and they put stuff on TV that you don't like, but you know what? You don't have to be triggered by it. That in rehab, we have this thing where we break down what we call what's it called? I've had a drink and I haven't talked about it in a while. And I say rehab, it's not me. You guys know I have an addict in my life, and I've watched her go through a lot of stuff, and she talks to me about it and everything. And they have this one thing where they have resentments. That's it, resentments. And you break it down by what's the resentment, what's the other person's part of it, and then the last part, and this is the part that you always got to remember, takes two to tango. What is your part in the resentment? Why is it a resentment for you? And when you really look at it, every one of your resentments is because somebody's not meeting your expectations. Who says they're supposed to? I mean, ESPN let me down. Fine, I don't give them any money anymore. But I'm not going to quit watching my favorite sport because of it. I'm not going to do that. WWE did the Royal Rumble over in Saudi Arabia. Number one, too many bad things have happened in Saudi Arabia. I point straight to the friggin' Undertaker versus Goldberg match where he almost fucking broke Goldberg's neck because he fucked up. In the heat. It was so hot there. They almost messed it up. He almost killed the man. And he was so pissed backstage, it wasn't even funny. If you listen to the stories that happened during that pay-per-view or whatever they call them now, Prime Events or whatever the fuck, the Premium Live Event. That's it. Premium Live Event. PLE is what they call it now instead of a PPV, pay-per-view. It's now a Premium Live Event. For some reason, WWE has to change the language all the fucking time. Anyway, heard too many bad things about. They've had guys get stuck on the ground there, all kinds of things. It always goes bad over there. And I don't like the women having to cover themselves from top to bottom. I watch women's wrestling to watch hot chicks that can wrestle. It's kind of half of that's taken away. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's see. So yeah, don't let these people trigger you. Don't let. If you have a passion for something, don't let somebody else's idiocy take away from that passion. I love the NFL. When they were kneeling for the flag and all this other shit, I was like, look, I'm not going to let a bunch of spoiled millionaires dictate to me how I'm going to live my life. Sorry, I'm just not going to do it. I love the sport. I'm going to watch it. It's that simple. Let's see. ESPN now owns NFL Network. Well, it's not ESPN. It's Disney. Disney does. And yes, I know that already. I know that, Keely Chuck. Yes. Let's see. Sydney Sweeney has great genes. We know this already. Yeah, I don't care for any Saudi shows. Yeah, me either, Sam. That's why I didn't want to watch it. And I hated to, because Jed loves watching stuff with me. We have a good time. But I can't, man. I'd have been sitting there. If I'm going to sit there and bitch the whole time, I don't want to watch it. That's almost like, that's borderline hate watching. I'm not going to do that. But you know what I am going to watch? TNA is starting to fucking build their fucking women's division again. Tessa Blanchard's back over there. I was looking at a couple of videos earlier today. And by the way, boys and girls, this may be news to some of you. WWE is not the only wrestling organization. There are several wrestling organizations. But I'll tell you what did happen last night at the Royal Rumble that I did dig. Well, first of all, my man won the men's Rumble, which, let's face it, is nothing new. I think most wrestling fans would have loved to have seen LA Knight, guy I call Eli Drake, because I watch other wrestling programs, and he's only been in the WWE a couple of years, but I used to watch him in NWA when he was Eli Drake, not LA Knight. Most big-time wrestling fans that watch more than WWE have been watching this guy for years. He has had epic matches in the NWA. But anyway, I think I think they would have liked to have seen him win over Roman Reigns. I mean, Roman Reigns is an easy pick, you know. Who cares? I also didn't like the way they ran AJ Styles out. John Cena gets a year-long friggin' retirement tour. AJ Styles in his first match with his career on the line, punked out. Gunther finishes him too. I guess Gunther's new job is to run all the old timers. And they did it in the middle of the pay-per-view when people are getting their snacks. What the fuck? AJ Styles has wrestled for almost every, or there's only one organization he hasn't wrestled for yet, and I got a feeling he's going to be wrestling for him by summer. All Elite Wrestling. Just saying, he's dominated every other promotion out there besides that one. Let's see. Kelly Chow says, the women of WWE are dressed up like Power Rangers, except Stephanie Fakur, who dressed up as Slade from Teen Titans. That's great. That's awesome. I just watched the highlight. I don't know very many things about it, but I did see this post. Hang on, let me put this up there where you can see it. Thoughts on Liv winning the Royal Rumble? Best decision or potential fumble? And I, of course, answered, everything is better with Liv. I mean, come on. Liv Morgan is a hottie patootie, tiny tot. She's another Alexa Bliss. You know what I'm saying? She's just a little hottie. Unfortunately, she bats for the wrong team, but I digress. Let's see. And Joker's voice, of course, chimed in. Said it's about damn time, and if I was him, I wouldn't have put one up of her. I'd have put homeboy from Total Recall. It's about goddamn time. Michael Ironside. I'd have had him jacking the weapon up. It's about goddamn time. But yeah, Liv Morgan won the women's Royal Rumble. But I heard the only surprise was the Bellas got back together at the Royal Rumble last. What the fuck? Who cares? The Bellas are not that far removed from their retirement. They're really not. Let's see. Kelly Chow says, the only thing I will hate watch is an Auburn football game. Roll Tide. Oh, well, you kind of have to do that being a Tide fan, don't you? Don't you? Yeah. You got to revel in there. It's kind of like me as an Oklahoma Sooners fan watching either USC or Nebraska get the shit kicked out of them. That's awesome. I think it's great. I really do. Ducks out for Liv. Oh, no. Liv Morgan. Hello, nurse. Oh, no. Hand check. Hand check. God bless you. Hand check. All right. That's too funny, man. You guys are great with the Ducks. That's too good. Let's see. She did it for Sarah Logan and Ruby Soho, a.k.a. Ruby Riot. Yes, she did. The Riot Squad. You know. The Riot Squad. I never was high on Sarah Logan, though. I mean, she's married to one of those Viking Raider fools. And it's cool. I like their stick is cool and everything. And if they pushed them correctly, that'd be great. I'd rather she managed them or something. You know, I never was high on her as a wrestler. I never was. Never was. Let's see. Okay. The better half of Jed Revenwolf is here. What's going on? She says, hi, Joe. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, young lady. I hope you're not working too hard. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Okay. So, yeah. I was very happy to see that Liv won the Royal Rumble. I don't know what the status of the belts are in the women's division right now. Like I said, I keep up on things, but very loosely at this point. I wasn't a big John Cena fan, and that was most of last year. I tell you what, though, I really dig the guy that's the champ right now in the WWE. I am a fan of Drew McIntyre. I dig the guy. I remember when he first came back to the WWE, they did one of these behind-the-scenes videos with him, and it was so great to listen to him talk about his love of the WWE and how when he first got there, he thought he was just going to rule the roost, and it didn't quite work out for him, and so he had to wrestle other places, and it really taught him a work ethic and all this stuff, and he really is from Scotland, and he said how much he appreciated the second time around coming into the WWE. He says that he just, nothing's promised. You just got to do the best you can and try and write your own story, and do it that way. He said, and the thing that really pisses him off is young people that come into the WWE thinking that everything's going to be given to them, and they whine and bitch a lot. And he said those people he has nothing for. He says, look, you got to put you got to do the work. You got to put in the work and work your way up. That's the way he looks at it. Because he was one of those young guys thinking he was going to get it all handed to him at one time. Kay says, I had a relatively short shift today. Very good. Very good. Let's see. The current women's champions are Stephanie Vaquer and Jade Cargill. Well, Jade Cargill needs to get out of there. I think that's been well documented. I'd almost say give it back to Charlotte if you're going to give it to that chick, because, wow, she's borderline dangerous wrestler. So is... They're two ends of the scale. Charlotte is too aggressive. I watched her give fucking Io Sky a concussion. No, not Io Sky. Kairi Sane, who I love to death. I love Kairi Sane. Gave her a concussion. First time she was in the WWE, when her and Asuka were the Kabuki Warriors the first time out. Yeah, I've got nothing for Charlotte, man. I really don't. She is a mean person. She is. And she should never be a babyface, ever. But Jade Cargill is just inexperienced, man, and very static, and, it's a dance out there, guys. I always, when people tell me that wrestling's fake, I always say, no, it's not fake. It is not fake. It's scripted. There's a difference. They know who's supposed to, how the match is supposed to play out. They know what the script is. But you have to trust your partner out there, because you're doing dangerous shit that you can hurt yourself. Like I was talking about earlier, that match in Rion, when The Undertaker went to give Goldberg a tombstone pile driver, and he didn't tuck his chin the way he was supposed to. Ducking your chin. Doing this so that you protect your head, so your head doesn't land right on the crown of your head. Well, he didn't do it. Damn near broke his neck. And it was because he was exhausted from the heat. And oh man, Undertaker lost his shit backstage. Not at him. For the organization for making them wrestle in that fucking environment. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Jade needs a lot more. Send her ass back to the Performance Center if you want to keep her around. Send Jade Cargill back to the Performance Center and start fining Charlotte Flair when she hurts people. Really. Let's see. Kay says, I work the night shift tomorrow, and I am off Tuesday. Well, good for you. Don't work too hard. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so, yeah. I didn't watch it. I just checked the highlights. I did what I usually do every week for the wrestling shows, But I don't just watch the WWE. I check out what's going on in NWA. I check out what's going on in TNA. I check, you can check out all this stuff. Just subscribe to their channels on YouTube, and you'll see all the highlights of what's going on. And Ken is here. What's going on, man? Good to see you. That's my boy Ken. Yes. One of my old bartending buddies. He and I used to work together at a place called Denim and Diamonds in Shreveport, Bossier. Guys, if you'd have met me before the turn of the century, first of all, you'd have asked me for a drink if you were so inclined, if you enjoyed alcohol. And Ken and I, that was my weed buddy right there. He ain't afraid for me to say that. He and I used to smoke the joint or two. And let me tell you, it's not something that I'm big about doing these days because I've got so many irons in the fire. The only time I do it is if I want to totally relax. If I did it on a daily basis, I wouldn't get half of my work done anymore. Yeah, I know we worked together at the Malibu, you goon. I'm telling him where we met, goofball. Look, when it comes to the club business, guys, you didn't stay in one place too long. I mean, I think the longest I stayed at places was Cowboys, this place right here. This is the bead from the reunion we had back beginning of last year. He's laughing at me now. Yeah, goof. But I worked there for 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. Denim and Diamonds for 2. Malibu Beach Club for, God, almost 9 if you count my time. Well, okay. Let me see. I think they changed over to Cocopelli's in 2001. So I was there for 6 years with it as Malibu, and then three more years with it as Cocopelli's. So that's 8 altogether at that one place. So the longest I worked was for Chad over there. Let's see. Nice jam track, Sam says. Well, Sam, you can check it out anywhere you want. As a matter of fact, you know what? I need to just go ahead and promote this properly. Let me just go ahead and pull it up real quick. And I'll get you the link while I'm showing it to you guys. That is Highlander. That's the guy that does the Brothers Hack the Matrix with me. If you go, he's got a topic page on YouTube. There he is, Sharking for Pearls. That's what you're listening to. My little brother, and I say little, he's not little, he's bigger than I am. He's like 6'1" and I'm 5'11". He's got 2 inches on me, but he's younger than I am. Anyway, he's put out, God, what is it, guys? 6 albums in the last 2 years. Yeah, that's him. He's a guitar collector. He actually takes lessons from Zach Wilde's lead guitarist in Black Label Society. I don't know the guy's name, but it's Zach Wilde's guitarist that plays with him with Black Label. He takes lessons from him. And yeah, he's been putting out music for a while, and I use it as a soundtrack for my show. Here's something funny. His newest album, Tsunami, I can't play anything off of that. I get copyright hit for it. And he's my brother. You believe that shit? But anyway, here's the topic. Here's the link to the topic page where you can check it out on YouTube anyway. But yeah, that's who you're listening to, man. That's my bro. And I'm very proud of him. Very proud of him. Let me see. Let me go ahead and get that up here. That's Sharkin for Pearls. Sharkin. No G. For Pearls. And there's the link. There you go. Go check it out, man. You'll enjoy what you find. It's very good. No lyrics. Now, he wants to do lyrics. He's asked me to do some singing for him. He wants a very garage band feel. I said, you want me to auto-tune it? He said, no, you got a good enough voice. You know, I've been known to do a little singing. I'm not going to do it here on this show. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not going to do that here because my mom's in the next room and she might be asleep by now. I don't want to wake her up. So, but yeah, that's my bro. But yeah, you don't stay at the same place your whole career when you're working in the club business. You just don't, you know. It's nature of the beast. Places don't stay hopping forever. You know what I mean? But I had a good time doing it. Let me tell you, I wouldn't change a thing. But I'm one of those guys that, I know every day the rest of my life is gravy because I've done some stupid shit in the past as a bartender. And I really shouldn't be here. I mean, but hey, your bones are made of rubber at that time, aren't they? Ken's one of those friends of mine that when you're down at the bottom in your life, you find out who your real friends are, and he's one of them. He's the guy I can call if I need something. If it's within his means, he would help me, no doubt. When I was on welfare with 3 kids between bar jobs, and I was at that point at one time in my life, guys, he was there with a 40 and a joint to relax at night. He was there for me. And I was able to reciprocate later on in life. I was able to get him on where I was working. I had a good job there after the turn of the century. I was working for Libby Glass, and I was able to get him on there. Very proud of the fact I was able to pay him back for all the goodness he did for me. So, Ken's one of a handful of friends of mine from the bar business I still keep up with, and I'm very proud to call him my friend, and I love him to death. Let's see. Yeah, lots of good times, no doubt. There was one time, and he's going to laugh at this story. One of the things we did at night when we were getting stupid, we'd get full and go out in the front yard. Both of us are martial artists. And he grew up, correct me if I'm wrong, buddy, your dad was in the military, right? You were in the Middle East, weren't you? A little bit of it. Anyway, he took martial arts, and so did I. I took some Chillin Kung Fu for a little while here in Shreveport. And we spar, and I left myself open one night, and he launched me about, I want to say a good, wasn't 6 inches, but he lifted me off the ground with a shot to the groin. I mean, just straight up, boom. Let's see. He says 3 years in Saudi Arabia. There you go. I guess Saudi Arabia is the subject tonight, man. Because we were talking about wrestling in Saudi Arabia earlier. But anyway, he got me with a shot. I mean, just perfect, right in the groin. And we're not wearing gear or anything. And I crumpled over in a heap, just coughing. He was like, "Oh, dude, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, man. I'll be all right." It was so funny, man. Oh, my God. But, yeah, we had a good time back then. Good time. Really good time. And I will tell you this, boys and girls. If you ever get a hold of some recreational stuff and it's making you a little bit loopier than usual, stop using it. He and I don't know where we got that joint from, but there was one night we were trying to cook. Ooh, we're lucky we didn't burn the house down. My God, it was horrible. It was laced with something, I don't know what, but at one point, he and I couldn't get off the floor. We couldn't stand up straight. It was ridiculous, man. I was like, oh, no. We don't need any more of that shit. And I enjoy that kind of thing. I do. But I couldn't do it on a regular basis now. I've got too many irons in the fire. Hell, I've got a commission right now that I completely, just haven't had time to do. And this poor lady asked me about it Friday, and I said, look, I'll have it for you Wednesday, for sure. Burned up that roast. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, completely forgot that fucker was in there. It was a fucking black brick when we got to it. Oh, my God, it was horrible. But anyway, yeah, we had a good time in the club business, though, man. But it was one of those things, man, where we saw plenty of our friends get fucked up by that business, too. I mean, I know when I was at Cowboys, there was guys selling ecstasy. They got busted doing it. And I'm not going to name names or anything, but those of you that have worked in the club business, you know the dark side of it. It could take people down, man. I knew a guy in the club business here that I swear to God could have been a martial arts superstar. Could have been in the movies, everything. He had the looks. He had the knowledge. But he got into the wrong things, ended up doing prison time. It was ridiculous. And it's a shame. I hate to see people end up like that, Because every time I've done things, I've just, it's recreational. I don't need that stuff, So, yeah, you've got to treat that, you got to respect yourself is what you got to do, You got to handle your business first of all. When the business is handled, then you can have fun. That's that's the way it should be. You gotta earn your right to party, is what I like to say. Yeah. Not fight for your right, which is a great song, no doubt. Shout out to the Beastie Boys. But I guess that statement would be true if the fight is handling your business. There you go. All right, we've gotten to the halfway point. Boys and girls, it's time to grab your alcohol of choice. Pour up a shot. And let's say cheers to hopefully a good week this week. All right, let me check my bookmarks here and see if we've got anything that we can get into here. Oh, yeah. Jed put this up the other day. Oh, my God. This is a good one. This is a good one. He says, damn! And he shouted me out in it. But I love the tag on who put it up. Evil Dead Ash says, and like that, I'm into UK politics. 2 big reasons I'm suddenly interested in UK politics. I don't know who this is, but wow. Yikes. That's amazing. That, you know, the British are usually reserved. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Oh no. I've triggered Keely Chow. Keely, hand check. Keep it down, son. Keep it down. Don't do it. Oh my God. See? He can't control himself. He just can't do it. He cannot do it. Cannot control himself. Look at this. Come on, bro. Hand check. Oh. Let's see what else we got here. Nicholas Galatzin as He-Man in Masters of the Universe in theaters June 5th. What do you think of the He-Man stuff? Did you check out the trailer, guys? What do you think? What do you think? Keely Chow says, in my Jerry the King Lawler voice, look! Look, JR, puppies! That's funny, man. So what do you... It's been a week or so. What do you think of the Masters of the Universe stuff? I think you have a reason to be optimistic. Here's my only problem with the trailer they put out. They showed you too much of the movie. And usually when they show you a lot of the movie, they usually show you all the best parts and the rest of it's crap. I'm just saying, that's the way it usually is. So, you He-Man fans, I hope everything turns out good for you. I don't want to say I'm on the fence. I'm just not knowledgeable. That's not, when He-Man was on, I was a Transformers freak. I was running home from college to watch Transformers. You know, that was my thing, was Transformers. And I think Transformers is probably the last animated thing I watched. I used to watch a lot of animation when I was younger. Let me tell you, the stuff I watched. Well, first of all, my favorite anime of all time was Star Blazers. No doubt in my mind, Star Blazers. This thing was something else, man. Let me see. That's a good picture of the Yamamoto. Right there. Bring this back down to size. The Yamamoto was a battleship from World War II that they dug up and put the what did they call that? The wave motion engine and wave motion gun in. What it was is it had an engine. It ran on what they call wave motion technology, and they built it because the Gamelons were showering Earth with radiation bombs. We were living underground, right? But there had been a message from Iskandar. Is that the name of the place? I think. Yeah, Iskandar, I think, was the name of the place that we had to get to. And we had a year to get there because the Earth was going to die and we'd have no place to go. And but the people in Iskandar had a way for us to cure the planet. And they dug up this ship and they put the wave motion engine in it. What it did was it would flip around. When they wanted to travel, it went towards the back. But when they wanted to use it as a weapon, it flipped around and it would shoot out the front of it right here. That hole in the front. Hang on a second. Let me do my magic real quick. I'm going to show you the opening of Star Blazers. Star Blazers was a badass show. And you guys tell me what the animated stuff you loved when you were growing up. And I'll go ahead and set this up real quick. And oh man, I haven't used OBS in a while. It's probably going to want me to update something, but I'm just not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. Ask me later. Okay. There we go. Dude, I've already got it set up on what I wanted. Okay, cool. Let's go to that one right there. Okay. Now I just got to look it up over here. Yeah, man. This is some cool shit right here. Star Blazers. Where is Star Blazers? What the hell? Wait a minute. Okay. Looks like Low Spec Linux Laptop is playing tonight. He's over there on YouTube and Rumble, it looks like. So check out Low Spec Linux Laptop. I was wondering why I hadn't heard from him. Let's see. Okay, Star Blazers. Okay, there it is. Let's see if this is it. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This is awesomeness. This is the theme to Star Blazers. All right. Let me see. Let me go ahead and jack up the timing real quick. I try to do as much as I can to be able to keep things in the show, you know? All right. Here we go, boys and girls. Wait. I got to share the other thing. That's what I got to do. Share screen. Actually, yeah. Entire screen. That one. And we want to share sound. Here we go. You guys let me know if you can hear the sound. We're fitting to do it. Here we go. The opening of Star Blazers season. Opening of Star Blazers back in the day. Love that shit. That was my favorite anime show on television. I loved it, man. It was badass shit. Let's see. Sam says Trish Stratus is still fine at 50. How can we tell in a speed skating outfit? How can we tell? Was she there last night? You know, I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, she is. At 50 years old, she's still looking good. I follow her on Instagram. Hell yeah, she is. Tim Hayes in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Let's see. And Keely Shaw says, she is. Sam says, epic. You must have watched that show when you were younger, man. It is epic. It was fantastic. The little yellow ship you saw, that was one of the Black Tiger Squadron. They had the bottom of the ship would open up and a bunch of them would fly out, little fighters, just like Battlestar. It was like Battlestar Galactica, man. It was awesome. It was awesome shit. It was really, really fucking cool show, man. Loved that fucking shit when I was a kid. Loved it. Thought it was awesome. Hang on one second. Let me get where I can see the chats and stuff. Okay, so yeah, man. What did you watch when you were younger? I'll show you some of the other stuff I watched. I take that back. Transformers was not the last thing I watched. I forgot about when my kids were young. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. And I definitely got to show you. Of course, everybody knows about X-Men, right? I mean, hell, Disney was so impressed with the X-Men animated run. When they got it, they created X-Men 97, which was an ode to the old Marvel cartoon X-Men, right? We used to wake up to that on Saturday mornings. But what was on before X-Men? You remember? That's right. My boy was on before X-Men. Yes. And this, I'm sorry to say, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I might have to bring up this guilty pleasure. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, you can tell I've looked for that in the past. Hang on one second. Let me go ahead and get this set up here. In my opinion, one of the greatest cartoons of all time, boys and girls. Yes. Yes. Let's check it out. It's Spider-Man, the animated series. It was badass, boys and girls. Completely badass. If you've never seen this, check it out, and you should find it. I wonder. I bet you it's on. Well, listen to me. I bet. I don't bet. I would imagine it's on Disney Plus. I would imagine it is. But let's check this out real quick. Check it out. It's the opening of Spider-Man. Check the guitar riff. See, that's not the one. Hang on a second. I got to show you the correct one. Hang on. I got to show you the correct one. That is not the correct one. Let me go back here. This is the correct one right here. Here it is. Yeah, there you go. That's the one I wanted to show you because it shows everybody that was on that show, man. The Punisher, Morbius. They had all the fucking rogues gallery of fucking Spider-Man on that show. It was badass. That's right. Ed Asner is J. Jonah Jameson. That's right. Let's see. Sam says, I loved Batman, the animated series as a kid. Still my favorite interpretation of Batman. Well, you know, a lot of people agree that Conroy's voice is the Batman. It's the definition of Batman. And you know, that's one show I've told everybody, if I ever decide to get into the animated stuff, the first thing I'm watching is Batman the Animated Series, because I have heard that is just great stuff. I've never watched it. I mean, I've seen an episode here and there, but I've never watched it on a regular basis, never seen it from the beginning. But, yeah, Spider-Man's my guy, you know. And here's my only problem with Spider-Man the Animated Series. They made Peter Parker he looks more like not Clark Kent, but Bruce Wayne than he does Peter Parker. The only thing they got right was the hair color. I mean, they made him look too buff and he's got the crimson chin, guys. Go back and look at that comic, that cartoon. I mean, well, hell, I'll show you this here. Hang on. You see right there? Spider-Man asked for forgiveness. Look at his chin. That's not Peter Parker. Peter Parker, for lack of a better term, is average Joe. Okay? That's why I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is what you and I would be as a superhero. That's what he is. And then they just made him look too buff. He was too muscular. You know what I mean? I mean, in the suit, they made him look like Spider-Man. But, you know, he's walking around at Empire State University and shit. Yeah, he looked too tall, too big. He looked like he could, you know, stop a truck. You know, it was really weird. But yeah, you're a little bit younger than me, Sam, so I can understand you watching that one. That one was in the 90s, I think, wasn't it? I'm not sure. Or maybe maybe around the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't think it was on television when my kids were young, because I'd probably shown it to them. Because I am a Batman fan. Oh, you and I love the same Spidey show. Hell yeah, man. That show is awesome. It's badass. Yes, absolutely. Keely Chow says, me too. I miss watching it on the Hub. RIP October 10th, 2010, October 13th, 2014. Discovery Family sucks. And end Discovery Family. Okay. I don't know what all that's supposed to mean, but yeah, I hear you. Spider-Man was awesome. I miss Fox Kids. Yeah, I hear you, Keely Chow. Yeah, it was good stuff. That was my favorite, dude. Of course, I've read all the comic books, and it was my first chance to talk that comic book shit to my kids. Was the Spider-Man and X-Men series we watched back to back on Saturdays on Fox. Yeah, that's when Fox first started out. If you remember, they were a fledgling network at the time. But anyway, yeah, that's what I ran home to watch right there. Another animated show that I watched a lot. Now, Star Blazers was the main thing, but another one I watched that came on either before or after Star Blazers was another anime that was before the Power Rangers, but it had a lot of similarities. You remember G-Force? That's not the name of the show, but do you remember G-Force? G-Force. You know? Battle of the Planets. Guys. Battle of the Planets was a badass cartoon. It really was. Yeah, if you've never seen that one, check that one out too. Of course, they had the Pink Ranger. Of course, right? The chick was all done up in pink. But, yeah, they were all based on different birds, man. They were G-Force. And that was the ship. I can't remember the name of that ship. But, yeah, loved me some fucking Battle of the Planets. I thought that show was fucking fantastic. But like I said, if I caught it, I caught it. If I didn't, I didn't. But I had to be there to watch Star Blazers every day. Had to watch Star Blazers every day. Let's see. Sam says, Tobey Maguire is still my favorite Spider-Man. Okay. All right. I can dig that. Yeah. Yeah. Tim Hayes knows what I was talking about. Battle of the Planets. Hell yeah. The Collector D3W. Hey there. CRC got me on your back, and now you have to deal with a German living in Mexico as well. I officially apologize. Don't apologize, Collector. Don't apologize for that, man. It's good to see you. I'm glad Comic Relief Crusader sent you over, man. We are talking about whatever the chat wants to talk about, man. I just have a cocktail or two, and we talk about stuff that we dig. So welcome aboard, man. Welcome aboard. We will let you know that whenever you get here, just remember, it's all about this right here.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
It's all about let's fucking go. It's good to have you. Good to have you, buddy. You're not my only friend in Mexico, by the way. I have a very good friend named Martin that's down there, too. So, yeah. But, yeah, Battle of the Planets was a good damn show. I compare it to Power Rangers, and Power Rangers was never animated, I don't think, other than comic books. But I just think of that because they were different birds, right? And it was the same kind of thing. It was a bunch of guys and a chick, And, that was a cool show, though. It really was. I really don't know any of the lore behind that show. I just caught episodes of it, waiting for, or maybe after Battle of the Planets was on. Or not Battle of the Planets, but Star Blazers. Star Blazers was my favorite. I had to see that every day. And, of course, these were the two shows that were on before Star Trek. We had an entire afternoon of stuff to... The TV was our babysitter back in the 70s, guys. It was. It definitely was our babysitter. The shows I'm talking about came out in the late 70s when I was in middle school, and my brother and I would get home from school. Yeah. When we got to high school, we didn't have time for TV by the time we got to high school. But in middle school and stuff, we lived with the TV set, man. We really did. Let's see. Let's go, the collector says. And no way, my name is Martin, too. I am a Morelos. Oh, man. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Texcaltepic? Morales? That must be a sign. Well, if you tune in tomorrow night for, let's see, I think I've got my thumbnail ready to go for tomorrow night. Yeah. If you tune in tomorrow night at 6:30, you'll meet him. He's usually on my show for Mass Effect. He's one of the biggest Mass Effect fans I know. And I'm playing through it for the first time. So, yeah. Should be fun, man. Should be fun. It's good to have you. But, yeah, man. Anime has been around for a long time. It just didn't show up since the turn of the century. I used to watch one of the original animes, man. Fucking Speed Racer. I used to watch that as a kid, too. Loved that show. That beer's getting a little warm. I think it's time to get a hold of Foxy. What do you think, guys? I think it's time to put the order in. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry, I got distracted there for a second. I promise it won't last for long. My gosh. She and I have sent so many texts to each other. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Actually, she sent me some pretty cool stuff here this week. Oh, yeah. We do need to talk about that before we get out of here. That's for sure. Catherine O'Hara died, guys. And as far as I'm concerned, at a very early age, at the age of 71. I just turned 60, guys. That's young. As far as I'm concerned, that's young. Come on now. She was 71. Catherine O'Hara, if you don't know about her, she is... She was, well, she's Kevin's mom, and most people think, Kevin! Woman on a plane yelling, Kevin, all of a sudden. Yeah, she was Kevin's mom in Home Alone. But the movie that I remember her most from is Beetlejuice. I loved Beetlejuice. I thought that was a great movie. Really did. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. Give me the stuff. I should have had IMDb up. Let's see. Am I spelling it right? Hang on. I'm boomering this. Hang on. Let me see if my wife saw my message. Yes, she did. Okay. There she is. Oh, I spelled it with a K instead of a C. This is her right here, guys. Catherine O'Hara. She passed away at the age of 71 a couple days ago. It's a damn shame. The girl was awesome. She was in some great stuff. She really was. The known for here, A Mighty Wind. Frankenweenie. She must have been a voice in that. Best in Show and For Your Consideration. Really? That's what IMDb is so fucked up. Boys and girls. I'm starting to question whether I should even use this site anymore. Do you see this? Catherine O'Hara has passed away. And they don't even have Beetlejuice or Home Alone in there. Are you serious? Come on. She was in the Last of Us TV series for 3 episodes? What? Must have been season 2 because I don't even remember what went on during that. She's in Beetlejuice too. I forgot about that. Yeah, she was in the sequel. Let's see. Scrolling down. There's Schitt's Creek. I haven't watched that show. Have you guys watched it? Is it any good? I don't really know. Never seen it. And I think my beer is here. Thank you, ma'am. Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
That's the Royal Fox, boys and girls, with her Bucky shirt on. I love you. What are you watching? You still on Game of Thrones? Where are we at? They just... Oh, yeah. Okay, the gay Baratheon. They murdered him, huh? We're in season 2. Okay. Love you. Be there in a little bit. Anyway, let's see. What are you guys talking about here? Okay, the collector says, I did hit the bell, and knowing that I'll be there tomorrow, it's a holiday here. Really? It's a holiday in Mexico? What for? Please, do tell. Do tell. I love finding out what the holidays in other countries are for. He also says, Speed Racer, never forgot the theme melody. Yeah, it's very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, rip, of course. Men are like wine. We keep to turn better. Okay. I don't think that's what you meant, but we will get there. Let's see. Everybody's saying howdy. He says women are blossoms. Yeah, no doubt. Really? IMDb? Yeah. Keely. Yeah, that's... Can you believe how fucked up they are? Yeah, everybody's saying hi to Foxy. Yeah. See, you know, I have to do a hand check for myself when she walks in the room. Just do. I think she's the hottest thing walking. But that's just me. Oh. Okay. Let me get this fresh. Yeah, because that other one was getting a little warm. Don't you fuzz up all over the top. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I'm scrolling down. She was on 30 Rock. How nice. That's one show that I think I'm going to have to watch eventually. Because I like a lot of the people that were on it. It's 30 Rock. Let's see. Apparently she was on the studio too, which is up for a bunch of fucking Golden Globes this last time around. Let's see. Frankenweenie, Mrs. Frankenstein. She was the voice of Mrs. Frankenstein. This is all. She was on 6 Feet Under? Wow. I used to watch 6 Feet Under. That was a good show. I enjoyed 6 Feet Under. Matter of fact, let me get this where you guys can see me. Okay. There we go. Really have to go back, though, to her really good stuff. She was on Mad TV? That's great. Girl had a sense of humor. No doubt about it. Tales from the Crypt. One episode. She's in Wyatt Earp. Really? See, I've never watched that. I mean, Tombstone was so good. You know, there's certain movies that just define it, right? If you're watching anything else, you know, and I'm a Costner fan. When I found out this thing was almost 4 hours long, I was like, what the fuck? What? I say 4 hours. Maybe I'm exaggerating. No, 3 hours and 11 minutes, so it's over 3 hours. Yeah. Okay. What the hell? It went all wonky on me now. But yeah, we all know what her best movies were. It's fucking Home Alone and Beetlejuice, right? Yeah. Catherine O'Hara. Gone way too soon. Way too soon. Let's see what else you guys are talking about. Let's see. Collector says Construction Day, sir. Construction Day. What do they celebrate on Construction Day? Let's see if he told us. Collector says sorry. I don't know what you're apologizing for. Don't apologize. Get a fresh Dutch beer in front of me. Still got a fresh Dutch beer in front of me. Still got my connections to Europe after 20 years. See, that's another thing you have in common with Martin. He has unique niche beers too. The last time I saw him drinking on stream with me, which is what tomorrow night's show is all about, I have a few drinks and play a video game. I don't drink on every stream I do, but at the club I have a drink, you know, an old bartender. And video games, cocktails, and fails is the video game show tomorrow night. But last thing he had was an Iron Maiden beer. Apparently they have a beer that they do. Iron Maiden, the metal band. Yes. Wired Earp is so good, sir. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm a Costner fan, but does it get any better than Tombstone? And one of my favorite actors, Dennis Quaid, plays Doc Holliday in it. So I would imagine it's great, but, you know, is anything better than Tombstone? When it comes to telling that particular story, I mean, I wonder, is it, you know? I'll watch it one of these days. You know, I just don't have time to watch everything I want to watch these days. Let's see. I'm going to keep that up. And I'm going to continue to hit my bookmarks. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I saw that one just recently. Hang on one second. I think I'm looking at... Yeah, I'm looking at one thing here. Let me look at all of them. All bookmarks. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I showed that one last week. Yeah, you guys have seen most of this stuff. So I'll go ahead and show this other one that I was talking about. We were seeing earlier. This was a couple of weeks ago. And I heard him talk about it on the podcast. Actually, he was on... this one has to do with Clint Eastwood and the way he films stuff. Matt Damon says Clint Eastwood shut down his request to film more takes. Why? You want to waste everybody's time? This is a guy, Clint Eastwood. If you listen to everybody that's worked for him, and you can go check this out. It's from Variety. I'm not going to read all of that, but he just was an efficient director, man. He was a one-take guy. He figured you knew what you were doing, and he did things in one take. Another thing he did was he didn't yell action, because he learned from being on Rawhide that when directors would yell, it scared the horses. So he was very chilled out about it. He's like, okay, go ahead. Okay, that's enough. Cool, we're good. He was chill. Clint Eastwood's one of my heroes, man. I love that guy. And I love Matt Damon, too. I think he's fantastic, too. I'm not saying I'm politically aligned with these guys, but, you know, I dig their work ethic and what they do for the film industry. I do dig that. And he was talking about how he'd been working... You know, there was so many ways he wanted to do it, blah, 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 and he finally got to the take, and they did it, and he was like, but I want to try it again. He goes, well, why? What do you want to waste everybody's time for? He thinks about everybody on the set. He wants to get it done as quickly as possible and not waste people's time. I think that's fucking cool, man. I think it's cool. Imagine if everybody did that, right? Let's see. Where'd I leave off? Hail, you magnificent bastards! It's Comic Relief Crusader. How you doing, man? I almost jumped on today, but I said, you know what? He's not expecting me for a couple of weeks because I told him. This is one. By the way, thanks for sending your boy the collector over here. He's been enjoying things over here. One thing that Comic Relief Crusader and I have in common is we love doing comic book work. I'm doing my first comic. He's been doing it longer than I have, but I'm working on my first comic book, and I have a show about it every week. Of course, you'll find out about that whenever we run the show down here in a little bit. But he does a drawing show every weekend, and hopefully what's going to happen is I told him Sundays are tight for me because I do a show with my brother. That's what I'm doing right now, is I'm doing that by myself because I gave my brother a break from it. He needed a break. So we're going to be back after the Super Bowl at 6 p.m., me and him. And Comic Relief Crusader, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my time, maybe 1 o'clock, starts his comic book drawing show, and he goes for a while. And I like that. That's very cool. Gary was doing it for a while, and I did it with him, a draw stream, and I'm going to join him on his channel here in a couple of weeks on a Sunday. If he'll have me, I will be there to do some drawing with him, and I'll work on the privateer. But yeah, thanks for being here, buddy, and thanks for sending people over. Let's see. The collector says, yes, we get the Iron Maiden one at Walmart and OXO. I don't know what OXO is, sir. It's hard to tolerate, but the giveaways always makes me buy. I hear you. That's cool, man. That's cool. And of course, the collector says, hey, my lord, it's not that I am betraying the kingdom. Oh, he's talking to Comic Relief Crusader. Yeah, he knows. Trust me. It's a big YouTube, man. You go watch who you want to watch. You know? You watch who you want to watch. It's up to us to do stuff that you like so that you'll watch us, okay? It's up to us to do that. That's what I try to do. What I try to do with my channel, and I know Mike does this too. If you don't know, if you follow him on Twitter, you already know that's his real name. Comic Relief Crusader and I do the same thing. We try and do the best we can entertaining you, doing stuff that we dig. I got 4 different kinds of shows that, well, actually, during football season, I've got 5. That's wrapping up now. Our next show is going to be Super Bowl Sunday. But I got a political show I do with my brother. I say political, it's news of the day. We go through like 40 articles. And yeah, I'm trying not to be on the political side with Chillin with the club. Sometimes, if it's a major thing, I'll do it. But, you know, otherwise, I'm going to try and keep it light. But we do heavy stuff on that show, me and my brother do. And we try and keep that light, too. We try and joke about it. But some things you just can't joke about. Like, we've been covering the Ukrainian war. And by the way, I don't know if you heard this, guys. The Russians have lost 1 million troops now in that conflict. At what point do you stop? I'm just saying. 1 million people? For this much ground? Doesn't sound right to me. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see. Oh, I wouldn't say longer. Oh, really? Did you just start doing it too? Because I just started like 4 years ago on my comic book. I mean, I've been doing comic book drawing my whole life, you know. But, you know, let's see. Comic Relief Crusader says, sure, dude. And yeah, if you ever want to come on and draw with me, I'm only on for an hour on Fridays though, because I do it before I go to work. But anytime you want to show up on Sketching the Privateer and do some drawing at the same time, that's cool with me. Sir, I'm a sarcastic German bastard. I'll get it. Yeah, no problem, buddy. I dig it, bro. And Comic Relief's laughing. But yeah, what our job is to try and entertain you, but at the same time, be real. You know, the best piece of advice I got when I first started YouTube, shout out to friggin' Comics Division. Love the guy to death. If you're not watching him, you should definitely watch Monday Night Meltdown. You should definitely watch Thursday Night Throwdown. And you should definitely watch Friday Night Tights when he's on it. Guy's been so good to me since I started streaming. I was a member of his right out the gate, and I used to get on his member streams. So it really taught me a lot about how to interact with a panel and all that good stuff. And one of the best pieces of advice I got, he told me, he said, look, just be authentic. Don't act. Be yourself, man. Don't try and be a character or anything like that. Be yourself. He said, yeah, you want to protect yourself and not give out your vitals or anything. He said, but when it comes to the important issues of the day and the way you feel about them and stuff like that, you can't half-ass it. You got to tell them what you think, you know. And I really appreciated that, and I've tried to do that. And I know Mike does that. He's himself. He's not acting when he's on. So you can tell the guys that are fakes, you know. And there's guys that can play a character, like DVD Overlord, whatever the hell his name is. Doomcock, is that what he calls himself? And I'm not talking down to him at all. I mean, you know, I wish I had a channel as big as this. You know, and I might get there one day. But I'm going to do it as me, you know. Now, he's playing a character, and he does a good job at it. You know, he's got a voice changer and all that good stuff. Now, if you watch the Friday Night Frolics, you get more of him, though. You know, he's an entertainer. He's a good guy, you know. Let's see. Comic Relief says, well, I started a comic practice. Are you saying practicing? Seriously, for a year. Really? Okay, well, I have been working on mine longer than you. The Collector says, well, be yourself. Get you friends like that. You have to exclaim this fact. Yeah, I got you. Free Alberta, the Collector says. You know, Comic Relief Crusader, I forget you're Canadian sometimes, man. I really do. I forget my Canadian brothers are up there. I really do. And half the guys I stream with are Canadian. Canadian Spider-Man, friggin' That 70s Rock fan. I'm on his show every Monday. And Comic Relief Crusader, they're all Canadian, you know. I love you guys. I think you're awesome. You know, the best meme I've ever seen about Canada, and it's proven true my entire life, and it's nothing against you guys. Nothing against you guys at all. But it was a picture of somebody looking out their window and eating popcorn, and it said on the bottom, what did it say? It said Canadians watching American politics or something like that. And they're just sitting out the window just eating popcorn. Robin Williams once called you guys a loft apartment above a really great party. I thought that one was funny, but I don't think that's true. First of all, you got to know something about me. My mother is from northern Maine, the northern tip of Maine. As a matter of fact, if you know where Route 1 is, there's a bridge that starts Route 1 right there at Truth. Comic Relief Crusader says, yeah. Let's see. Idaho Mike is here. Hey, how you doing? He says, let's go, Seahawks. I'm hoping for payback for the Super Bowl disaster of 2015. First of all, 2015 was not a disaster. It was a fantastic play by Mr. Butler. It was a fantastic play by Mr. Butler. That's just all there is to it. People make more of that play than it is. The thing I've heard more than anything is they should have given Marshawn the ball. If you remember that Super Bowl, they gave it to him the play before and he couldn't get there. And they only had one timeout left and 3 downs left, boys and girls. They had to throw on a couple of the downs, or they'd have known what they were doing. Or they might have run out of time or had to use it too soon. There's several reasons why they threw that ball in the second one. Okay? And I don't want to get into it. I'm not bitter about it. My team went to back-to-back Super Bowls. How many teams can say that in the modern era? Not named the Kansas City Chiefs and not named the fucking New England Patriots. Pretty sure the Seahawks are the only other one that's done that. Okay? So I can't bitch. It's hard enough just to get to a Super Bowl. I watched that team for 40 years, and they didn't get to a Super Bowl. Okay? I'm not one of these guys that just jumped on yesterday. I've been watching them since 1976, since my country's bicentennial year when they were an expansion team, along with the Buccaneers. They've been my favorite team. I've watched them since day one. A shrine to them is right there, including my favorite player, Steve Largent, boys and girls. That's right, it's signed by him. In the middle of the 8, it says HOF 95, the year he went in the Hall of Fame. Okay? I just didn't jump on this yesterday. This is the team. This has been my team since 1976, since I was 11 years old. And I moved my camera around and fucked it up. Hang on. Yeah. So, yeah, that didn't break my heart. And it doesn't trigger me. But, you know, when people ask about it, I explain it. Revenge? It's not revenge. It's just, look, if I was a betting man, and I am not a betting man, I would put my money on the Seahawks. We are the stronger team this year. The Patriots have had a great run. Okay? Fantastic run. And I can't believe this thing's fucking up on me now. I shouldn't have moved it. Okay, I think I got it now. There we go. Okay. So, I can't believe the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl this year. I did not think that this turnaround was going to be so quick. I've been flabbergasted by it all year long. I've been telling people I'm waiting for... I'm one of the guys that's been going, you know, Sam Darnold's going to implode at some point. He's shit, the first time we played the Rams, he threw 4 picks against him. But you know what? They still had a chance for the field goal at the end of the game. And that was the first time I thought to myself, this team's pretty good. And if you've watched them during the playoffs, it's been a total team effort. All 3 phases, and it takes all 3 phases, boys and girls. You look at every one of those games. That second game against the Rams, the guy we got from the Saints saved our bacon. What's his name? Is it Shaneed or something like that? I can't remember his name. We just got him halfway through the season from the Saints. He was a receiver for them. We were going to get beat by the Rams twice in a row, and then he returned a kick at the end of the third or the beginning of the fourth quarter, and it just tilted the ice for us. Everything started going our way after that. It was ridiculous. And then, of course, he did the same thing in the divisional round, opened the game against the 49ers with one. And then against the Rams this time, it was the special teams again that were the difference in the game. Both teams were playing well. But the Rams fucked up and fumbled on a fucking kick return, and we jumped on it. Special teams, man. 3 phases. Let's see. Well, Tierra Y. Libertad is a very Canadian thingy. Okay. You may have to slow down typing. I don't know what that said. Let's see. Bought a Seahawks cap today on the flea market. I as well hope they are doing well. Let me tell you, they're going to do well. They're going to do well. the Patriots, let me tell you something. If you've watched both these teams during the year, just look at the Buffalo game. Drake May is a second-year guy, and he's playing like one. He got strip-sacked like 2 or 3 times against Buffalo. Their defense, New England's defense. Look, if New England's going to win, their defense has to completely shut us down, and I don't think they can. I don't think they can do it. We are balanced on offense. My man Walker, he's been chomping at the bit for this. This is the first season he's been healthy all year long. He's been waiting for this. And I've said he can be the bell cow if he can just get over the injuries. Sure enough, he's not injured, and we're in the Super Bowl. I think he's going to show out, and I think that Darnold's going to make the look. That game against the Rams, Darnold threw a perfect game for him. And I hope he didn't use it up there. I hope he does it against the Patriots too. Let's see. Idaho Mike says, what can I say? I'm a bitter old man. Laugh out loud. It's cool, man. It's cool. I'm an old man too. But here's the thing. My father's from Boston, Massachusetts. Whoever wins this game, I can't lose. My favorite team is the Seahawks, but my AFC team is the New England Patriots. I love Mike Vrabel. I hate what the Titans did trying to run him out of town. And I think it's great that he's got him in the Super Bowl already. But I don't think this is his time. I think it's the Seahawks' time this year. That's what I think. Let's see. My team is called Holstein Kiel. I think that's how you pronounce that, Kiel, because it's spelled the same as my old mechanic, Dave Kiel. And they play terrible soccer since 1878. Oh, my God, really? Is it a German soccer team, bro? I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Joe, the episode that I did with you was my number 2 episode for my show in 2025, according to Spotify. Number 2 episode? You mean as far as people watching it? Wow, that's great. That's great, Sam. That's awesome. It's all because of you. It's not me, dude. I mean, I was on there and you interviewed me, and, you know, I just told you what I think about everything. The Collector. Yeah, look, guys, if you're not following the Whitfield Report, please do. He's fantastic. The guy's awesome. I wish I could do more things with him. There's only so many hours in a week. The Collector. I also fall for Juventus Cuernavaca. You guys are asking me to pronounce shit that I can't pronounce. Whatever that means. Okay. Let's see. Idaho Mike says, I was in the States in September to do some banking stuff, and I stayed with my stepbro in Deer Park, Washington. There was Seahawks swag on sale everywhere. Naturally, I took advantage. You should. You should. Being a Seahawks fan, you should. I think Vrabel will be coach of the year. He needs to be. He took a team that was 4. Let me get this right. 4-13 last year, and they're in the Super Bowl this year. That's unheard of. That's crazy. That turnaround does not happen very often. Number 2, he says. Number 2. Top 2. That's awesome. I'll have to go. I didn't know you were on Spotify. You know, let me ask you something, Sam. We're going to have to get together. You're going to have to explain to me about Spotify and podcasting. I mean, I do 2 podcasts. I do the Brothers Hack the Matrix, and technically State of the Atmosphere is a podcast too. So I call them podcasts. I guess I should, what should I distribute, the video and the audio, or just the audio? I don't know. I'm still new to this stuff, guys. I mean, I'm only 4 years in, and I'm doing what my mentors tell me to do, basically. But I'm enjoying it. A lot of people say I should do more videos and try and get my subscriber count up and stuff. And I'm like, look, it'll happen when it happens, man. I'm just not that, I'm not in that big a hurry. Time will take care of itself. Comic Relief Crusader says, true. Yes. Okay. Well, listen, boys and girls, we're at the 2-hour mark. It's about time to go. You guys have another swig with me? And let me tell you what's going on with the channel before we get out of here. First of all, thank you all for being here. Comic Relief Crusader, thank you for coming over and bringing your folks. I appreciate it. A few ways you can support the channel. First of all, you can go to joesatmosphere.com. If you go there, you can order commissions, stuff like that. Let me see. I thought I had a shortcut to that up here, but I guess not. Let me see if I can type it in and get there. I should be able to. Look at that. Bam. All right, boys and girls, look. Go over to joesatmosphere.com. You'll see this on the top, and you'll also see, it's just a little video graphic, but you'll see a couple of buttons down here. First of all, if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, you will see an email address where you can order commissions. I do pencil sketch portraits. That's my specialty. And if you're wondering about that's a couple of them right there. Okay, my Pierce Brosnan, that's me and Foxy when we were much younger. But if you go there, you'll find out some history about me and stuff like that, my streaming schedule, and there's a way to get a hold of me for commissions. I do pencil sketch portraits, and I'm open to doing some digital work too, and make you a comic book character, whatever. Just give me a holler through email, and we'll work it out and check it out, okay? The other places you can go to my Subscribe Star page, and if you go there, there's two tiers. One is the Royal Fox tier. That's $1. Gets you all the written word about the Privateer comic book. That's character backgrounds, outlines, also the script for the first Privateer issue that I'm inking every week that you watch on Sketching the Privateer. And the $5 will get you all the artwork. Everything I draw goes up there. So if you want to see my artwork, that's the way you can support the channel, and go do that, okay? Plus you get inside dope about things. And the last way you can support the channel is, of course, going to Amazon on Kindle. Now, let me see if I can go through this link like I'm supposed to. See if it goes. The countdown is on. It should go straight to it. If you go to Kindle, you can see the Privateer issue 0. Now, if you don't know what a 0 issue is, it's when a comic book creator creates a 0 issue. It's usually like the first 5 pages of the book. No written word, no colors, nothing like that. And it's just the first 5 pages of inked art. That's all it is. And that's what's there. I wanted to put it up for free, but for some reason these insane capitalists at Amazon Kindle want some server money, so they made me put it up there for $1. So if you want to check that out, go check that out on Amazon Kindle. You can find it under Atmosphere Comics. Okay? So that is the ways that you can support the channel. And I really appreciate you being here. As far as the streaming goes, you're watching... let's see. You're watching Chillin' at the Club, number 21. We'll be back next week after the Super Bowl for the post-game party of Chillin' at the Club. So you guys be here for that next friggin' Sunday after the Super Bowl. I want to say it's going to be around 9:30, but I may be a little late because I will be watching all the post-game stuff, especially if the Seahawks win. I'll probably be on time if the Seahawks don't win. But anyway, you guys show up next week after the Super Bowl. We'll have another chat-driven chill stream right here on the channel with a few cocktails. And then, of course, on Monday morning, it's time for Military Monday over on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. Me, Collector, my good friend Martin is right there to the left of the center guy there. He's actually Venezuelan and has moved to Mexico about 16 years ago. And Anima will be there too. And myself, Gary and I were in the U.S. Army, and we talk about military movies. And this Monday, it's going to be John Travolta and Christian Slater in John Woo's Broken Arrow, one of my favorite movies. Yes, it's over-the-top silliness. Check your brain at the door, we'll be talking about the military aspects of it and talking about the movie period and other things. You guys show up 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel. We'll have a good time. At 3:30 p.m. Central Time tomorrow afternoon, it's over to That 70s Rock Fans channel as he continues his playthrough of Expedition 33. He just started 2 weeks ago, so come on by. Let's check out what he's doing on Expedition 33 tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, as I told you earlier, at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, it's time to check out my first-time playthrough of Mass Effect 3. It's part 16 this week on Papa Joe Gamer After Dark Video Games, Cocktails, and Fails. So look forward to that as Martin and Knock and whoever else decides to show up comes in and gives me grief while I screw up Mass Effect. Anyway, come on by and check it out. 6:30 p.m. Central Time, live on my channel. And then, of course, Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time, we head on over to Pop Culture Minefield again for another great movie stream. Wednesday afternoon matinee comes your way on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Time with me, Gary, Martin, and Anima. You guys come check it out. 3 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday. And then, of course, on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Hang on. I've got a thumbnail for this. I just forgot to send it over. Let's see. Uh-oh. Computer connected. Make sure your computer... Reconnect. Boom. Okay. For some reason, I wasn't connected to my WhatsApp for some reason. Okay. Don't forget, after we're done with Wednesday matinee, it's time to head back over to my channel for State of the Atmosphere. And this week, we'll have the finale of Fallout. Don't forget, Fallout starts on Tuesday, guys. It's going to drop earlier than usual. Usually, it's Wednesday morning at midnight. Okay? They're dropping this one a day early. Tuesday at midnight. So you got a full 24 hours before my show to watch it. So you guys go check out the final episode of Fallout, and we'll have a review of it. Also, don't forget, we always check in on the homegirl, Sydney Sweeney, during the show. And we're going to talk about great bad movies, or what I like to call B-movies. Guilty pleasures, boys and girls. You see some of mine there. Blood Rain, Ultraviolet, Toxic Avenger, Peacemaker, and One Chambura. Those are some of mine, but the guys will bring theirs too, and we'll talk about some of the guilty pleasures. These are bad movies that we love. You know what I'm saying? So come check it out this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. This truly is my favorite show I do every week because I get to talk about what I love the most, entertainment and movies. Then on Friday, it's time for Sketching the Privateer. The story of America's pirate patriot comes to life every Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. And Comic Relief Crusader, I'm pretty sure you're in the thread where I send out the invites. So you drop by whenever you want to, man. And draw with me if you want to. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we do it every Friday for about an hour before I go to work on Sketching the Privateer at 1 p.m. Central Time on Fridays. I think he doesn't come by because he starts a stream at 2 that day, I think. I'm pretty sure that's when he starts a stream. Is right when I'm going off, he's going on. So, but that's cool. You guys come by and see what's going on with the comic book. And then, of course, Friday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, I want you to head back over to Pop Culture Minefields channel for Gaming Night with John. As now this week, they're not going to be playing Baldur's Gate. It's usually Baldur's Gate with Knock, Martin, and John all playing in the same party together. But this week, Knock's got something going on, so he won't be there. So I think he's going to play Dispatch. It's either going to be that or GTA. I'm not sure what he's going to play. He's going to play a different game. He's only going to play this game when all three of them can get together. And this is the first time since they started it. He won't be able to be there. But you guys definitely want to support our good friend Das Wolfen over on Gaming Night with John on Pop Culture Minefields channel every Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, Saturday night, we have our second watch party of our new series. Every other Saturday, we're gonna leapfrog Pacific 414. Shout out to you, Mike, if you're out there watching on the replay or whatever. He does one on Saturday nights at 7. I'm going to do one the next Saturday. Anyway, this Saturday night, we're going to do one of my favorite movies ever. And if you've got a friend that is convinced we never went to the moon, tell them to tune in. We're going to do Capricorn 1, the story of how we never went to Mars. It's a lot of fun, man. If you put on the tinfoil hat and join us, man. We'll have our reactions and talk about the movie right here on YouTube, and I will have a link to Cosme to watch the movie along with us. So you guys come check it out. Capricorn 1, starring the father of Josh Brolin, James Brolin, one of my favorite actors of all time. And O.J. Simpson's in this, and actually, the guy had acting chops. You'll see it in this movie, Capricorn 1, this Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time on my channel. And then that brings us around to Sunday, and Sunday morning, you know, boys and girls, 10 a.m. Central Time, it's time for the final tailgate of the year before the final game of the year. Super Bowl 60 tailgate this Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time right here on Joe's Atmospheres channel. Knock and Das Wolfen will be here with me. Hopefully, we'll get Dr. Jones in here too and some others. So you guys come on and let's get ready for the Super Bowl starting at 10 a.m. Central Time, our regular time on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. So you guys come on by. And then Sunday night, it'll be back to chilling at the club as soon as the game is over. Maybe a little later if the Seahawks win, guys, I'm going to watch all the post-game stuff. I'm going to. And look, if the Seahawks win, I'm going to be in a really good mood when I show up. So be here for Chillin' at the Club next Sunday. So before we get out of here, let's check out the chat real quick before we go. Let's see what they had to say about everything. Let's see. Keely Chow. Hang on. No. Here we go. Whitfield says the Broncos had a good run this season. Yes, they did. Are you a Bronco fan too? Because a lot of my friends are. Knock is a Bronco fan. Of course, Outlaw Bill's a Bronco fan. Trying to think. I have several Bronco fans. Are you a Bronco fan too? Broncos did have a good run. They ran into the same problem the San Francisco 49ers had that one year against the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. They ran out of quarterbacks. They ran out of bodies. Comic Relief Crusader says, true. I don't know what he's talking about. Keely Chow says, thank you for a great Till stream. No problem, brother. Comic Relief Crusader says, all good, bro. Let's see. Collector says, I am so sorry, but all I know about NFL are my resale rates on my Mex platforms. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Good seeing you, Joe. Cheers. No problem, Idaho Mike. It's always good to see you, man. Short but good, Collector says. Yeah, I hear you. We are used to 5-hour plus, Collector says. Yeah, I mean, you know, Comic, when he starts streaming, he goes. Smash the like button, he says. And the Collector says, done, sir. No problem. Let's see. Okay, as a German, I take the blonde. You like my thumbnails, do you, man? Okay, nice. Ass effect. Hell yeah. You know what time it is. We have an ass meter and a death meter. How many times? What's going to be more? How many times I die or how many asses we see in the show? We'll have to find out. Comic Relief Crusader says, good show. Dankeschön. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I think I am. Good to see you, Collector. Good to see you. Let's see. Sydney Sweeney. Hello, nurse. Oh, my God. Hand check again. Are you serious? We got to do a hand check before we get out of here? Are you serious, Carolee? You can't... Gotta be kidding me, man. Really? Wow. That's borderline embarrassing. No, just kidding. That thumbnail. Hello, Clubby Nurse. Maniac. Killy Chow is talking to Collector, says, that's what she said. Yes. Okay. Look, we're done for tonight. I want to thank you guys for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. And don't forget, whether you like them small, medium, or large, Titty Tuesday begins on Sunday every week on Joe's Atmospheres channel. We'll see you next time. Peace. Hamana, hamana, hamana. That's all, folks.